This morning, I forest traded SPX 0DTE options, and I'm now in a risk-free trade. No matter what happens the rest of the day, I'm going to at least make $100. And granted, I'll show you all the fills here in a second. I only risked $100 to put this trade on, and I'm going to talk through the concept of this forest trading. I think this isn't something I termed, but I'm just going to call it forest trading. Obviously, this looks a little bit like a forest because each of these profit zones look like a tree. And when you group a bunch of trees together, we get a forest. Now, depending on where SPX closes, I'm either going to make $100 anywhere in between the trees and outside the forest. But I do have 5 potential bigger gains of $600. Those are the max gain, depending on where this thing lands. And obviously, it can land somewhere in between. So I'm guaranteed to make at least $100 to $600 today. But let me talk through the concept here. I was posting these in real time in my SPX chat, and I want to talk through the first one so you just conceptually understand how I was able to get a risk-free trade. The idea behind 0DTE butterflies, at least in this example, is if you buy an out-of-the-money call fly, it's going to be very cheap because the probability that SPX lands in the profit zone is pretty low. So on my very first entry, and I'll show you the fills here in a second, the very first entry, SPX was trading around 57.77. And then I bought a 5,800 call fly. It cost me 20 cents or $20. So after the very first entry, I am now risking $20 to make $480. But the idea or the probability that SPX is going to close at 5,800 is pretty improbable. Like it would be a miracle. That would be like the lottery ticket, right? So the idea here is, what if we layered in multiple of these as the market moves around? Keep buying out of the money call flies or put flies. It actually doesn't matter. But if you keep doing this, then you can layer them in and you end up with a lot of profit zone. But after a few minutes, I added another trade. You can see we were trading it down here as SPX rallied up. Let's call it 5-10 points. I bought an out of the money call fly that was below the price. So now I'm risking 40 and I've reduced my max gain a little bit, but now I have more profit zones. Just go back into Tasty Trade. I did this 5 times for a total risk of $100. If we look at the fills, I took one at 9:53, 10:01, 10:03, 10:08, and 10:11. Each of them only spending 20 cents or $20 per spread. So I had 5 of these. So I'm risking $100. But because the market was so volatile today, we got a lot of price movement. I was able to get into several of these. Again, if we look at the risk profile, I ended up with a $100 guaranteed gain and a potential of a $600 max gain.